Hello and welcome to Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and I'm sure no matter where you were last night, you had opinions about the Ballon d'Or. We will discuss a bit of that with Seun Ajidagba this morning, and maybe we can educate you a little more and find out why Messi won, if he deserved it, and who else might have been worthy of winning it. Now, of course, we start in Africa, Nigeria specifically, as the Egyptians are accusing Rivers United of foul play after losing the first leg of their qualifying round match on Sunday. According to Masry Vice President Mohammed El Kholi, who slammed Rivers United for mistreating its players during their weekend journey to Nigeria to play the NPFL representatives in the CAF Confederations Cup playoff round. At the Yimba Stadium in Aba, Rivers United and Al Madrid drew level 2 minutes after Uche Onwansanya gave the Nigerians the lead in the 25th minute. Al Masry did, however, lose the match 2-1 thanks to Ishak Kayode's goal. Vice President El Kholi, on the other hand, is dissatisfied because Rivers United declined to broadcast the game and denied spectators the opportunity to record it on their phones. According to him, what we saw in our visit to Nigeria is something I have never seen in my whole life, El Kholi said. The game was not broadcasted on TV, and when we tried to record it on our cell phones, they were taken from us violently. He further declared that his team was not protected on the pitch, and they are preparing to file an official complaint to CAF. The second leg will take place next Sunday in Port Said, with Al Masry needing to win 1-0 or by a 2-goal margin to advance to the group stage of the continent's second-tier club competitions. Now, Seun, good morning.
Good morning, Mikhail. It's a pleasure joining you on Plus Sport on Plus TV Africa. It's the last day of the month. We are looking forward to December. It will not be our last day on the earth.
Amen, amen. Thank you. I'm happy that I can always rely on you. We can always rely on you on short notice. Obviously, this story seems to have a little bit of edge to it. The Egyptians are unsatisfied with their treatments. I don't know if this is just crying sour grapes after a lost match, or if it goes to the heart of what we've talked about the way we organize our football and sports in general in Nigeria. Have we just embarrassed ourselves in front of the Egyptians?
I want to take a cue from your last statement, which is how we organize ourselves in Africa. So much as I would not accept the fact that you debar your opponent the comfort when they come visiting, knowing that you are also going to their venue. Permit me to use this word, Mikhail. The person handling Al Masry should please shut up. The North Africans are known for antics. They are the king of antics. So if they are the ones complaining, they should bury their heads in shame. Because we know what goes down when you visit their own country. But again, I say that we need to do better. We need to improve in the way visitors are treated. And I'm saying this because during this COVID period, we've seen a lot of shenanigans happen, even at national team level. A team wants to play you, they've done their COVID test from their country, they are flying into your country, and you are saying that your own doctors have said 6-7 players from the opposing team are testing for COVID. And you know once that happens, they will be isolated and they cannot be part of that game.
True.
These are part of the antics that are cheap that we always engage in.
You know, we definitely must set an example.
When Rivers United visit.
We definitely must set a better example if we're going to continue to lay claims to being the superior or dominant force in African football. But at the same time, it begs the question, how can our football develop to the level we want it to when broadcasting money doesn't seem to play a part? A game like this should have been broadcasted, don't you think?
I agree with you. And that's why I'm livid with organizers of football in Africa, especially the man who heads CAF, Patrice Motsepe. You guys need to do better as far as TV rights is concerned. This is even at the elementary level, club football. Even sometimes at national team level, you don't get to see some games because CAF will tell you they don't have the broadcast rights. And this issue happened under Issa Hayatou, not even Ahmad Ahmad. And I thought that Ahmad Ahmad was going to correct those anomalies. But that wasn't corrected before he was exited from the office.
Do we
And
need
Patrice
the military
Motsepe
personnel
has
at
considered
stadiums
that
to
step.
prevent violence? Because, like you said, we've seen antics in Egypt, and sometimes it even happens in Nigeria. The Masry vice president said his team were not protected. There's always a tension that can lead to storming of the pitch in our local leagues in Africa in general. Do we need greater police presence or even the military to be safeguarding these games?
Well, I don't think he said he was manhandled. Neither did he say his team was beaten by the crowd or
True,
the
but he
fans.
said their phones were
All he was saying is
confiscated
that
violently, Show.
Mikel is a soccer. He should grow up and he should man up. What he is just complaining about is the fact that they were not allowed to record the game because their people back home in Egypt could not get to view that game. So they wanted to use their phone and they were debarred. The question is, every country has got rules guiding them. If I come to your house, Mikel, you might say, Seun Ajidagba, wear your shoes into my living room. And I can get to another person's house and say, take out your shoes from my gate. So it's about communication and understanding. What was the communication? Was there not a pre-match conference that all this was sorted out? What was the arrangement between Rivers United and Al Masry? Did they allow them to use their phone? If all these are not sorted out, then I think you must be flouting the order because the home team has some level of leverage on what goes on.
All
Even
right,
when I
Seun, all right,
that
Seun,
sometimes there's shenanigans.
I definitely hear you, and I wish we could continue on this story, but I do need to move on to Italy, where the Coda Cons, an Italian consumer rights organization, alleges Juventus may be relegated to Serie B and stripped of their most recent Scudetto as a result of the capital gains case. The Italian Olympic Association, CONI, is tied to Coda Cons, and its president, Marco Donzelli, stated about the probe into Juventus' capital gains business. Donzelli revealed that the Serie A giants could face relegation to Serie B and the annulment of titles won under the shadow of these allegedly illicit operations. He stated, the accusing system is quite severe and casts a sinister light on the recent football championships. Donzelli told TMW, if Juventus had obtained an unfair advantage over competing teams by such operations, the regularity of the recent football championships would be jeopardized, and the Federation and the Authority for Market Competition would be forced to intervene and discipline those guilty. He further stated, in addition to individual obligations, the club will be held accountable. For this reason and to protect tens of thousands of supporters, we will file a complaint with Antitrust Office and the Federal Prosecutor's Office requesting that Juventus be relegated to Serie B and that the club's recent league titles be revoked in the wake of these potentially unlawful practices. Juventus have been here before, previously for match-fixing scandals, and it seems they have not learned their lesson. Such incidences, such investigations usually do not spring up for no reason. And the fact that such threats are now being made should worry Juventus fans, shouldn't it?
They should be worried. Going by what has happened to them in the last 4 or 5 days, lost scandalously to Chelsea in the Champions League, their worst defeat in Europe, went to the league, suffered a shocking loss to Atalanta, courtesy of that strike from Duvan Zapata. which was Atalanta's first victory against Juventus since 1989. And then this happened. It's not adding up at all.
No.
And I feel for people like Agnelli, who are board of directors in the club, you know, he's the chairman, Andre Agnelli, people like Pavenese, their former player, it's not even adding up for the coach, Massimiliano Allegri. On the league table, they are 7th on the log, and they are 14 points adrift of table toppers Napoli. It's looking like this is not just the season for Juventus.
You know, you're right about that. They're already doing so badly. They're already doing so badly on the
pitch. Their titles and relegated to Serie B, which will be a long road for them to return to Serie A.
You know, it took so long for them to come back into Serie A, and then they immediately dominated for years. It begs the question, is this just a retreat for them again? Are we going to see the same thing? They go down for a bit, compete with lesser teams that are not on their level, dominate, and then come back to dominate again?
The only way that can happen, even if they are relegated to Serie B, is for those players to remain with the club.
True.
If most of them decided to pull the plug on Juventus or the Bianconeri, it will be a problem for them.
You know,
that means they must hold on to their top stars.
Yes.
And with their top stars in Serie B, they will not spend a longer time before they gain promotion.
This also means that they will lose out on Champions League broadcasting money.
That's the problem. As I'm talking to you now, another problem that the coach is battling with is infighting among the players.
True.
Some are for Ronaldo and some are against Ronaldo. You hear people like Bonucci saying one of the reasons they are in this situation that they found themselves was because Ronaldo left.
Which is just an excuse.
Ronaldo is not the problem. So, Federico Chiesa, another player we're looking up to, has an hamstring injury and is out for the rest of the year. When he'll be back, we don't know. So that means the likes of Weston McKennie, Paulo Dybala, Morata, Moiskin, all must come to the park. You know, so it's a problem for them.
You know,
I don't know how they'll get along.
You know, Chelsea have been in the market for a defender, and even rumors have swirled about them being interested in De Ligt as well as Chiesa. Obviously, it would have been a lot of money to pay for those two players within the same window. Now, if Juventus get relegated by the end of the season to Serie B, they will take basically anything they can get, won't they?
Definitely. They will take, because all those players that I mentioned, even Bernardeschi and even the Lucatelli that just joined them, all of them want to play in top flight football.
True. And
by extension, Serie A and the Champions League. But if they get relegated, they want to cash in on them. And those clubs who are eyeing those players will just go for them. I don't envy Juventus at this period at all. They are not playing well. Results are not coming their way. Yes, they've qualified for the round of 16 of UEFA Champions League, but there's nothing to suggest that the old ladies are even going to win the UEFA Champions League. If you mention top 5 teams in the Champions League to win it this year, you cannot mention Juventus.
You know, truth be told, they are very likely going to lose their first 11 players. But let's move on to the Ballon d'Or. Argentina's Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or award for the best player in the world for a record-stretching 7th time on Monday, November 29th, beating Robert Lewandowski and Jorginho to lift the football's most prestigious trophy yet again. The forward added to his 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015 and 2019 trophies after winning the Copa America for the first time with his country last July. Messi, who joined Paris Saint-Germain on a free transfer from Barcelona during the closed season after finishing as La Liga's top scorer with the Spanish club, collecting 613 points, with Bayern Munich's Lewandowski named best player on Monday, getting 580. Jorginho, who won the Champions League with Chelsea and the European Championship with Italy, ended up with third on 460, ahead of France's Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kante in fourth and fifth places respectively. Chelsea named Club of the Year also had keeper Edouard Mendy finishing second in the Yashin Trophy behind Italy's Gianluigi Donnarumma. The women's Ballon d'Or went to Alexia Putellas after the Spain midfielder guided Barcelona to Champions League glory. Putellas is the third winner of the Ballon d'Or Feminine after Ada Hegerberg in 2018 and Megan Rapinoe in 2019. There was no ceremony last year due to the coronavirus pandemic. On a good night for Barcelona, 19-year-old Pedri was also awarded the Copa Trophy for the best under-21 player. Now, Ballon d'Or unfortunately didn't hold last year, but we got it back this year. And a question needs to be asked. Was it even necessary to cancel it last year, given that all the major leagues continued and wrapped up the season, and even the Champions League wrapped up? Why would it be necessary? And given that now, Lewandowski, who seemed to be at the forefront of possibly winning it last year, has now missed out this year.
Mr. Let me help you understand what Ballon d'Or is. It's a French name, and it's organized by the French football. Yesterday, at Theatre de Qualité in Paris, Messi was awarded the best player for the seventh time. That means he won it in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2019, and 2021. Now, it's the oldest and most prestigious individual award for football players, and they call it the Golden Ball. But I want to say, the organizers, shame on all of it. So, football continued last year, but you cannot hold a virtual event.
True.
And you cancelled it. And you have to give Lionel Messi this year, when all of them will reconvene. I've always said it, that awards are popularity contest. Don't also forget, Mikhail, that sometimes in 2010 and 2015, FIFA decided to merge with Ballon d'Or, and they call it FIFA Ballon d'Or. But their relationship was severed in 2015, and they had to stand on their own. But I say something here. Yes, Messi won the Copa America. He was the joint top scorer with a player from Colombia, and that's Luis Diaz. He won the player of the tournament. But if you look at Argentina, who have not won the Copa America since 1993, after beating Mexico 2-1 in Ecuador, you look at their squad, and you look at the squad of the Polish team, you find out that it is incomparable. The Argentines should be doing better. Now, he won Lewandowski with 33 points. Despite Lewandowski breaking the record of Gerd Müller. I feel ashamed because the organizers of this competition have made it look like a popularity contest.
True.
Okay, Jorginho now came third. Somebody who won Euros and won the Champions League. What Messi only won was the Copa America. And from where I'm standing, no disrespect to Copa America, it can never be ranked ahead of the Euros.
True.
And he only won the Copa America and the Copa del Rey. But Jorginho won the Champions League and also won
the
Euros and is in top position. If a Cristiano Ronaldo, who finished in sixth, was very cross with the editor of the French football in Pascal Ferrer, who said Ronaldo's ambition is just to win the Ballon d'Or and surpass Lionel Messi before he retired. He came out to debunk it, that don't use my name to get popularity. Don't use your company to gain popularity. I never said anything like that to you. Anybody who wins, I will congratulate them. Even a certain Mohamed Salah was very cross because he finished in seventh position. In 2018, he came to. In 2019, he came to.
All right. Seun, I want to cover one thing first before we move on to the next story. It seems to me like Messi is a darling of these organizers of UEFA, of FIFA, and even the Ballon d'Or. And the goalpost keeps moving as regards to who gets to win it from what year to what year. In 2010, Schneider famously won the treble and even got to the finals of the World Cup. Yet Messi won the Ballon d'Or, which made no sense. In 2019, or 2018, Modric won the Champions League, even though Ronaldo was the forefront runner as the bigger name in the Real Madrid team, as the bigger reason for why they won the Champions League. He got Croatia to the finals, and that was the justification for why he got to win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Ronaldo. You see my point? Messi seems to be a darling.
I agree with you. And the reason they had to create another award to accommodate Lewandowski, see shame on their face. They now said Lewandowski is the striker of the year. An award that has never happened before. And they also had what they call the Yashin Trophy that was given to Gianni Donnarumma. And Pedri won the Copa Trophy, which was the best player at under 21. But in all of these things, they have encapsulated my thought. And that is Messi is the darling of these people. They just decide to give people awards. Don't be surprised, Mikel. Next year, you will hear Mikel Tinubu, Ballon d'Or winner. Reason is handsome.
All right, let's hope so. Now, in boxing, Amir and Kell Brook will finally settle their career-long feud in Manchester on February 19th. The former world champions admitted their grudge runs all the way back to their amateur days, with both men vowing to end their spat with a victory at the AO Arena early next year. Khan and Brook bickered in the press conference in London on Monday, where the two British fighters were unable to contain their disrespect. I want to say a big thank you to Seun Ajidagba for joining me this morning. Seun.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you, Mikel.
With you too. And to everyone at home and at work, I appreciate your presence. This has been Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa. My name is Mikhail Tinubu. Remember, life is never boring with some sports. Have a beautiful day.